Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the officers of leaders, the county assemblies for the welfare of our society and the just government of the people. We beseech you, Lord, your conduct favor as you are your servants, whom you are appealing, please call the performance of important trusts in the public. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in just and faithful manner, as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen. Honorable members, today being the 4th day of October 2022, I welcome you to the first sitting of the first session of the 3rd Assembly of PC. I now ask the clerk to read the orders of the day.
Mr. Speaker, sir, order number 1, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, allow me to recognize the presence of His Excellency the Governor, Honorable Payroll Simba. Our Deputy Governor, Dr. Honorable Robert Monda, our Senator, Honorable Richard Momoima Onyoga, and all other recognized guests, ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome. Honorable members, I take this opportunity to welcome you to this first sitting of the 3rd County Assembly by congratulating all of you for having been duly elected or nominated to this August House. Honorable members, without stretching far, Standing Order number 17 provides that His Excellency the Governor shall address the opening of each newly elected County Assembly. Standing Order number 20, subsection 4, further directs that when delivering an address to the County Assembly, the Governor shall be heard in silence, and the address will not be followed by any comment or a question. Standing order number 20, subsection 5 and subsection 60 further provides that whenever the governor delivers his address, a member may, as soon as practicable thereafter, read the address on the table of the county assembly following the reading of such address, but debate on the motion shall not exceed 4 sitting days. Honourable members, finally, I wish you the very best during this session, and I hope that we will deliver the very many promises that we made to our people. Honourable members, now the House is curated, and I now take this opportunity and the privilege to invite His Excellency the Governor to make his address to the House.
The Deputy Governor, honorable members of the County Assembly, the Speaker of the County Assembly, the County Executive and members who are here, County Chief Officers, National Government officials, members of the Public Service Board, County Government officials, our development partner, invited guests, members of press, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, first allow me to take this opportunity to congratulate all members of this House for the mandate given to you by the great and the noble people of Kisii County. I also wish to congratulate Honorable Speaker for your historic election. By electing us, the great people of our county have demonstrated the faith they have in us. And as such, our first duty is to ensure that they continue to keep that faith. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the great people of Kisii County have brought us to the foot of the mountain. The peak of this mountain is the realization of the promises we made to the people, as well the expected constant good and effective service delivery. The task before us is not only a huge one, but is also covered with many challenges facing our nation, and we must shoulder this burden. I wish to remind us all that this is non-negotiable. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, as we commence the business of our government, the challenges we must shoulder include reuniting our people, because we have just emerged out of a highly charged political season. We are collectively inheriting a apartheid economy characterized by high cost of living. Furthermore, the current environment is one of the diminishing income returns for millions of our households, and the lower returns on investment for entrepreneurs and investors. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the constitutional mandate delegated to you is threefold. 1, registration, representation, and oversight. Without these three, honorable members, whatever is done by government is in vain and not in the best interest of our citizens. Without registration, representation, and oversight, service delivery to mwananchi based on key services delivery initiative and interventions will not bear true fidelity to the duty of uplifting citizen. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, on the matter of registration, I have been fully briefed that I can report that currently there are no pending bills or pieces of registration before this Honorable House. There are, however, a number of key policy documents under development which I would like to bring to attention of the House. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, I wish to inform this August House that the Department of Planning is in the process of analyzing the annual development plan for the financial year 2022-2023. This will give way to public participation, which is set to commence thereafter at the ward level. It's important for us to know that it will start at the ward level. We must also be mindful of our absorption of the development funds. That is, we must ensure that every single shilling allocated for development is utilized for that very purpose. But also we must further ensure that in doing so, maximum value is achieved when taxpayers' money is deployed. On that very note, I would like to therefore update this House on preparation of the County Budget Review Outlook paper, what we call CBROP, and the Fiscal Strategic Paper, FSP. The County Budget Review Outlook paper will be finalized on 30th October 2022, whereas the Fiscal Strategy paper will be finalized on 28th February 2023. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the County Budget Review and Outlook paper provides a review of economic and fiscal development in the previous years, updated in medium-term economic and financial projections since approval of the most recent County Fiscal Strategy paper budget ceiling for the coming year. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have been made aware. Mr. Speaker, I want to emphasize before I get to let you know that I have been made aware. Mr. Speaker, the paper also summarizes the rates, revenue collections, and sector program spending for the county government. It also summarizes the rate of revenue collections and sector program spending for the county government. For emphasis and for avoidance of doubt, these policy documents are important because you cannot achieve good service delivery for the people without proper resource allocation and fiscal discipline. This is not just about how we use money, this is about how we improve our people's life and how we ensure that every Kenyan living in Kisii County leads a dignified life. I've been made aware, Mr. Speaker, the current budget that is in operation now is a subject of a lawsuit. It's not lost on us that the budget making process is a constitutional process anchored in our constitution and it requires public participation. It's my desire that this Honorable House keeps an eye on the court process. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, as a county, we have not been spared by the growing list of pending bills, confronting the meager resources dispatched to the county government. My government will in due course put in place a framework to review the outstanding pending bills with a view of coming up with a roadmap of setting outstanding bills cases. Contractors and suppliers who have transacted with the county government within legal procurement framework will be paid. Those who have not, my government will not honor their payment claims. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, we must ever remind ourselves of the opportunity that we have. The 2010 Constitution is still fresh, and I dare say that the ink has barely dried. The centerpiece of 2010 Constitution is devolved to government. As far as I'm concerned, the essence of devolution is about bringing the government closer to the people. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, in the past few weeks, I ordered a head count on all county staff drawn from various critical departments to streamline human resource capacity to service delivery needs. The county public service role revealed shocking details that we collectively shall be called upon to confront. If we have to deliver on our elections promises to our people. Our county public service is plotted. The amount of resources my administration is now spending on recurrent expenditure compared to what is projected to implement our ambitions development plan is a far cry. It's practically impossible. The expenditure coupled with a balloon amper service delivery and development. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, it's worth noting that the workforce has mismatched skills. Employees qualified for promotion have not been promoted for nearly 8 years. In some instances, those not qualified, some lacking academic credentials, continue to be enabled. How do you explain instances where some staff members are on a permanent and pensionable basis with a copy of their national ID as the only qualification? No academic qualifications, let alone work experience. The employment of staff as county drivers without taking into consideration county needs and acquisition of goods and services without taking into account their use and implementation. Also, point to a cartel that is hell-bent and invested in wanton destruction and the misuse of county resources. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the misuse of junior officers by those in powerful positions is a cancer we must uproot. Instances where junior staff members are used as conduit to siphon out public resources in guise of allowances will have to stop. This is a clear pattern of an administration that was run on promising and personal favor, and this must stop. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the headcount mirrors a national audit review on payroll for national and county government conducted by the Ministry of Public Service, Gender, Citizen Affairs, and the Special Program. The audit communicated to my office by the national government revealed severe anomalies in our payroll records, ranging from cases of shared accounts to blatant tax evasion. The audits revealed that employees are bearing similar payroll numbers but with different national ID numbers. There are thousands of duplicated arrears payments and issues of employment having the same national identity card numbers but different tax PIN numbers, among others. For instance, there are 24 cases of shared bank accounts, 192 cases of officers with the same national identification numbers but with different tax PINs. That one ID, Mr. Speaker, enables 192 different PIN numbers. That's different accounts. You have one person earning, for 192 individuals. Mr. Speaker, 1,129 cases of duplicated arrears payment, 179 cases of multiple arrears payment, 95 cases of both special and basic salary payment, 2,588 cases of both special rental allowances, 4,000, close to, it's 4,558 cases of undeducted taxes on arrears payment, among other disturbing findings. The report calls for strengthening the payroll administration for strict administrative action against employees who are drawing salaries from the county and national government against the law. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, there are even more people who are outside the country, who have been out of the country for over 4 years, but still drawing salaries from our accounts of Kisii County. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, when my administration kicked off the headcount, we made it clear that it was not a witch hunt expedition, but a deliberate effort to strengthen our human resource capacity, which is at the center of service delivery and development. The audits by the national government on our institution has so far mirrored our findings. And every person will bear me witness that when we started, people thought we were on a witch hunt expedition. But this one is a clear reflection. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, in the next few weeks, my administration will outline measures to realize a functioning workforce. Some decision will have a far-reaching implications. The actions will be painful but necessary if we recognize the demands placed on our shoulders by our people. The measures will cut across all key government departments. Those that will require your intervention shall be placed on the floor of this House. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, my administration will pursue a policy of synergy and interdependence with neighboring counties that form the region economic bloc with a council of governors, which will bring together all county governments and with our national government. This vision is rooted in the first pillar of our manifesto, which speaks to devolution and the governance. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I reiterate that this pillar recently during my inauguration remark on 25th August 2022, I told the nation that my administration shall lay emphasis on the key pillars aimed at spurring the socio-economic development that has evaded our county for the last 10 years. The other pillars are wealth creation, sustainable development, conservation, and last but surely not least, social development. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the wealth creation pillar seeks to urgently accelerate poverty eradication and propel economic empowerment. We aim to achieve this through industrial and infrastructural development. As regards to development and conservation, we recognize that the prosperity of land is linked to how we treat our environment. We therefore commit to bring part of the effort of protecting all our water towers country. That includes riparian lands that has been grabbed, especially in Kisii town. We bring order. We further commit to improve our drainage system, and all of you are aware that when it rains in Kisii, is sewer flowing, not even the storm water. We have to fix the problems in our town and to establish a modern, eco-friendly municipal waste and sewerage management system that will be a model for other towns. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, on social development, this is about a society taking care of its own. My administration is looking forward to a more robust education program touching on early childhood development, village polytechnics, homecraft, and talent development through promotion of sports and culture. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the reason I have reiterated these pillars is because you are the people's honorable representatives. And it's you who are tasked with the duty of holding this administration to good account. It's your work as honorable members to oversight the executive by all measures. But you also have a key role in aiding the realization of the noble goals through crafting, revising, and reviewing relevant legislation. I look forward to a robust engagement with those few remarks. I declare the first sitting of the County Assembly officially open. Thank you and God bless you.
Next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honorable members, pursuant to provision of Standing Order number 17, subsection 2, the House stands adjourned adjourned until Tuesday, 4th October 2022 at 2:30. Tuesday, 4th. Oh, this Tuesday, 11th October 2022 at 2:30 p.m. Sorry for that.